Hello, everyone, and welcome to Horse Center. I'm Wild Jamie, and with me is my wonderful co-host, Swiss Army Sean. And you may have noticed a theme for this week. We have been chatting with up-and-coming young women in racing who are really making their mark. And tonight's guest is right on point with that theme. We have the wonderful Electra Boone, who has literally traveled the world in this industry and who does a little bit of everything, honestly, everything from breaking babies to aftercare and absolutely every step in between. So welcome to the show, Electra.
Hi guys, I'm so happy to be here.
And we're so happy to have you. And first off, congratulations is in order because I noticed that a horse who is very near and dear to your heart had her first foal today. Is that right?
Oh my gosh, what a way to wake up this morning and receive that text. I was just absolutely thrilled. She is my favorite horse. That was amazing and a healthy foal by Chancet. I'm so excited for her.
Yes. Oh, that's wonderful. And the timing is
Yeah.
perfect. What are we at? January 4th? I mean, way to
Yes,
go.
I'm so excited. I'm so happy that it was a healthy process for her and she's happy. Foal's good, so I'm really thrilled about that.
Yes. And I am not embarrassed or ashamed to say this because you already know that I am a huge fangirl for you. I've been following your career for years. I mean, there's so much positive going on there. First of all, you look absolutely phenomenal on a horse. Like you are literally my goals. But also, you're so knowledgeable about so many things besides just riding horses. And you post all of this great content explaining things about the industry and kind of giving people a peek into the backside and so many other things. But my personal favorite thing about you as a horseman is your passion for the horses. Like once they're done with their racing career, you follow them for years and you keep everyone updated on where they're at, what they're doing. I have seen you invest not just your time, but also your own personal money into horses who are completely done with racing and have no chance to make you back money, but it's just your love and your dedication. So, can you just talk a little bit about the connections that you have with these horses that you work with and, how long that bond lasts?
Yeah, so I am a very like I get attached so easily to animals. I mean, all kinds of animals, not just horses, but especially in the barn. Because as an exercise rider and working in the barn, you get so attached to seeing their faces every day and like I just love them. I love them all. It doesn't matter if they're, have their quirkiness or they're the bad ones. Like I love all of them. So of course, when I get that connection and like, horses leave, it's part of the business, get claimed, retire. And, those horses never leave behind. They affect you, your heart and your mind, like when you love them that much and you want to know what's going on afterwards. So I never forget a horse's name. I never forget a face. Like I'll literally point out a horse on the track that's with another trainer that we used to have, or a horse that I've known or ridden years ago, and I'd be like, I know that horse. How's it doing? I love catching up and knowing about them. They're so special to me, all of them.
That's awesome. And I just have to go through these comments quickly here before we get backed up because they're flying in already. Raina Jenkins says, someone I definitely look up to. And Ginger Boone says, I admire you, Electra. And New Year's full. Yes, perfect timing, like I said. So you spoke about your love for all animals, not just horses, on that subject. Would you mind telling me a little bit about Phoebe? Because Phoebe seems like a troublemaker.
Oh my gosh, I wish Andy was awake to get in on this right now. Yeah, I actually, right before I came in my room to start this interview, I actually don't let her in my room, sadly, because I am allergic to cats. I mean, it
Oh,
doesn't matter. I'll still hold her. I'll still like kiss her face and like rub her like all over me, and I'll still get the awesome benefits of breaking out in hives after that. But like, I tried to not let her in here because she is a little hairy. She actually
yeah.
like has like a fetish, you can call it, of chewing on laptop cords. She has destroyed 2 laptop cords of mine. Actually, not
Ooh.
just one of me and one of Andy's. So she
Oh
chewed through
my.
my MacBook cord one day because I used to let her in here all the time. I love her. She's so funny. And then she chewed Andy's like so bad. And so I was like,
Oh
no,
gosh.
I'm not gonna let her in here anymore. But
Yeah.
I caught her in here earlier and I was like, what are you doing in here, you sneak?
Oh
She is a trip.
man.
I mean, I've lived with cats before, but this cat is a completely different kind of cat. Like she's very picky. Like Andy bought her new litter the other day, and it wasn't the same kind of litter that she's always had. It's like pebbles that are a little bit bigger than usual. So she will not use the bathroom in the litter box. And
Oh my goodness.
she went on our couch the other day, and she's spiteful. She's spiteful.
She's boycotting. Okay, well,
She protests. Yeah.
she knows her own mind, you know? What can you say?
Yeah, I mean, I've actually lived with more dogs than cats in my life, so living with an animal that's like has a mind like that, like spiteful in a sense where if she doesn't get what she wants, she will make it known. So yeah, like she loves to keep we keep the door open for her during the day actually outside on the patio because she likes to go out there. She likes to have the access to go out there. Like she'll be sleeping on the couch inside. And as soon as we go to close the door because it like lets mosquitoes in and stuff, she'll start like scratching, and then she tears down the blinds. Like we have like 2 blinds
Wow.
that have been torn down by her.
Oh my
She's
goodness.
she's a
Wow.
trip. She's a trip.
Well, you guys are brave. I don't know if I could handle that on top of my kids. That sounds like a full-time job. So.
She's a child. She's like having a child to both of us.
Yeah. So I saw something else super interesting. So apparently you went to high school and played lacrosse with someone who is now very involved in the racing industry as well. I mean, how crazy. Does she come from racing as well? I haven't met her, so I don't really know her story. You guys just randomly played sports in the same high school together and then both ended up in racing at Gulfstream Park? Like, how did this happen?
This is like absolutely an incredible story. Like out of all the stories I've heard is like this one between me and Mary because we went to schools actually in the same county. So
Okay.
we both played lacrosse in high school and we would play each other. We never even ran into each other, right? Like ever. Until after I graduated, I got into horse racing. The day after I graduated, I started working for Joe Sharp. Like it was like the day after. Like I got into
Yeah.
it, and then years down the road when I started galloping, she had been following me from like the lacrosse mutual connection.
Yeah.
So, she had been following me. She's like, "How do I get?" She's like, and I tried to give her the best connections that I could and try to get her to get started. And like, she had pretty much the same type of like hard, rocky road trying to get like learning how to gallop, basically. Like, we both had a really hard time learning, trying to find the right fit, trying to find the right trainer, trying to find someone that could teach us and like care about our safety at the same time and our well-being and actually wanted the best for us. So, years down the road, we had just connected through social media and just kept with each other within the loop. And like, we were always like hoping one day that we would actually be able to ride together at the same track. So then like she started working for Brendan Walsh eventually. And we had been helping each other with like, we would like send each other pictures of like how we look on horses and be like, critique me, like tell me what looks wrong here. And like,
Yeah.
would help her and help me, and we would go back and forth like this for years, like teaching each other and giving each other information like on it. That's just how we grew. And then like now the best part is I actually am freelancing on the track right now. I freelance about 4 days a week galloping, and I work for Brendan. So Brendan's my main trainer that I gallop for now, and so we get to ride together finally, and now we're breezing horses together, and it's such a happy ending story for us. Like, we love
Oh,
it.
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
I've seen the pictures of you guys working horses together, and it is so cool. Like when I read that story, I was like, that is amazing. Okay, Willie
yeah.
Martinez says, Electra is an ambassador of social media platforms, always showing her passion and dedication about our industry. Keep sharing your positive vibes. We need more like remarkable young lady. Best of luck. I
You
know.
guys,
I'm always like, oh, did you see this? He's like, oh yeah, I know. Yeah, we love Electra here. Okay. Grandma Horse Racing says, are you an animal advocate and do you think the sport needs more?
yeah, I really, really am. You know, when you work for trainers, trainers want you to kind of be formed to their methods and stuff. And the thing about working for trainers is that, you know, some people that care deeply about the animal and the well-being of them, there's things that some trainers do that you will not agree with when you are emotionally attached to animals. Like you care way too, like, I mean, not that you should care way or not enough for someone that's very emotional about horses. Like, you know, when horses get hurt or like things that happen with them, it affects me so deeply. So of course, you know, there's a lot of things I have not agreed with many trainers I've worked for, and that's kind of why I've not stayed in a lot of trainers barns, because you know there's things that they do that I'm like, oof, you know, like I have put the horse above a paycheck for me. Like I've always put the horse first. Like if there's something that I don't like that is going on in the barn, the way they're training the horse, I don't agree with it, then I don't want to be like a part of that team. And to say that's happened in every barn I've worked in, there's just been a few of them that's happened. And I will always put the horse first. And, you know, I definitely believe there's a lot of riders that feel the same way. There's a lot of employees that feel the same way. Um, Definitely, a lot of people think that employees on the backside don't care about the well-being of the animal because we will work for trainers or people that don't, you know, that have like a history of something or like, or, you know what I mean? Like it can be tricky, but I definitely think that people don't think we care a lot about them, but we actually do. And like it affects us so deeply. Sometimes, you know, these horses are our life, you know. If something happens to a horse, I mean, I'll cry. Like I'll be traumatized by some certain situations for a long time. I've been affected deeply by losing horses in the past.
Oh yeah, and anyone who follows you knows, because I mean, you're very open about, you know, your passion and how sensitive you are about that. I've seen you crying on social media many times over
It's
something that has
hard.
happened to a horse, or but
Yeah.
that's good. It's
Yeah.
better to be too invested than
I
not invested
agree.
enough.
You know, that's what people need to understand. Like that's why I didn't even want to be that crier on social media about like when that situation happened, but because it was so traumatic, you know, it was something that I wanted people to understand that, you know, accidents do happen and that it did affect me like that. And it's something that I live with every day, like thinking about it. It's not easy losing an animal without give you so
Yeah.
much, you know?
Absolutely. And Grandma Horse Racing says, love her honesty. That's actually something I wanted to touch on briefly with you. The last time that you were on our show, it was actually before HISA rolled out. And
It's
you were very honest. You basically talked about some concerns that you had within the industry about transparency and fairness. And I was just curious, now that HISA has come out and we are attempting to make it a more level playing field. There are definitely some pitfalls involved with that. But I mean, what do you think about that? Do you think that HISA is kind of pushing us in the right direction? Or do you think there's any more transparency, or that things are kind of going the right way?
I just think they're cracking down on the wrong things.
Yeah,
You know, they're making it too hard for horsemen to take care of the horses. Like, just as far as therapy and, you know, just like the smallest things with shoes, even
right.
whip rules with jockeys. Like, you know, like when Monmouth Park was going on with this whole no whip thing. I mean, I think that was absolutely horrendous. Like, I don't know. I
Right.
mean, it's it's really tricky because I do appreciate that, you know, there is welfare for the horse and that's what they have in mind. But also when it comes to people that are put on top of the board that do not personally have experience working with racehorses or have no background in it, I don't think it's very fair to the horsemen. I feel like people that have been in horse racing as employees, like we know these horses, you know, trainers and exercise riders, like those kind of people would be the ones that should help make a say in what, as far as horse welfare. So it's very controversial. Like, it's a really hard topic to get into, but I definitely believe they think they have the right idea, but there's just a lot of things they crack down on that is not necessary. It's making the horsemen's lives really, really difficult at this point. You know, I mean, as even as gelding a horse, you can't even geld on the racetrack anymore. You have to send them out to be gelded and bring them back in. And I think that's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. It's a great idea, but definitely needs some fine tuning. And horseman input would be key to that. We have a comment here from Carlos David. She's a great rider and kickboxer. She is very passionate and active. She has a bright future in whatever she decides to do. And we have a comment from Terry Hay. Electra is a great ambassador for the horse industry. Okay, Sean, I'm going to let you take over. Sorry, I've been going on and on here.
I can talk forever. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, I'm just sitting here enjoying the show like everybody else. So I want to touch about, you said about your love for the horses. And this is one thing, even as a fan, you know, I love the animals and I have not been the experience you have. But if a horse falls over in a race, it's very hard for me to watch the next race. So how do you how have you dealt with that? And how have you grown to figure out how to deal with that emotionally?
In complete honesty, I don't. Even like if I see like something on Twitter about a breakdown, or you know, a lot of people shed the negativity and they will share those videos and stuff, or you know, even when you see it in person, I am so sensitive. I mean, I have been in the horse racing industry for years now. I mean, I think I'm going on my 8th year. I mean, that's not a lot compared to like of course, a lot of people that I've learned from, like they're on 20 years or 25 years, but 8 years for me since high school, or high school even, like when I was involved in it. But it affects me so deeply. I mean, losing even a personal horse in person, you know, I've had a horse that even, you know, was nothing that it didn't break down, nothing the horse got exhausted on the Pepita one day and he actually passed away, and I was there, and it's something that, you know, it happened like over a year ago, and it's something that still eats me alive like every day. So I mean, I was there for him, and he was in my arms, and you know, had the vets, you know, telling me, like getting me to away from him because they were like, you know, we have to get the next race going, and you know, you just lost your family, like literally, that's what it feels like to me. I lost my family, and I couldn't even get up to leave him. It was such a traumatic thing for me, because I was loving on this horse, and he was my favorite. He was incredible. He was a beautiful animal. I mean, did nothing wrong. Loved his job, and he won so many races for us, and it was tough. I mean, I have a keychain of him, and I think about him all the time, and I wish I could take things back. Like you wish you could redo things all the time, you know. But I definitely do not do well with that. I have a hard time. It's something that I'll continuously think about for a long time when I see horses go down in a race. It's something that I've never grown to being okay with. It's not easy to see. You know, accidents do happen, and that's unfortunately part of the game. You know, a lot, even with football. I mean, we just witnessed Damar Hamlin, and during that Bengals game the other night, have a cardiac arrest from a tackle. I mean, it was horrific. So, you know, accidents do happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And see, that's the thing too. People think it's just horse racing and stuff, but it happens you can only control so much, unfortunately. So let's get back to the positive stuff. So
thank you.
You said 8 years in horse racing. So give me 2 or 3 of your proudest moments, your biggest achievements that you always remember or think about.
Something I always bring up is how I got the incredible opportunity as an 18-year-old going to Dubai. I will seriously never forget that. It was just, I mean, I was only a hot walker transitioning into learning how to pony horses. I mean, I'd only been a week on a pony. I mean, I'd been riding my whole life and stuff, but this was very fresh and new for me. I was working for Peter Miller, and I was at Del Mar, and I think that I'd only been pony for a week, and he enough. He needed me to go. So he asked me. He sent me and one exercise rider and 5 horses, and it was the most incredible place I've ever been in my life. So that we didn't win. The horses ran phenomenal, but that was amazing. And then I've had really, really awesome experiences traveling with horses. I mean, I've even gone to when I went to Pennsylvania with Real Talk to run in the Gallant Bob against Jackie's Warrior. I mean, he didn't win, but when they were going head to head in the beginning, it was like a thrill. I mean, it was a horse that I love so much. So to see him run against that caliber of a horse, I mean, that horse is tremendous. So that was exciting. And of course, anytime Hot Blooded runs, that's like the best thing ever for me. Like, it's like the best part of my career is watching that horse run. And so when I got to gallop him for his first stake race as a 2-year-old, proud man at Gulfstream, that was probably one of my biggest accomplishments as well. Riding him up to that race, and he's a great horse too.
Now,
Rich is trying.
Sorry, go ahead.
Rich is trying to do a charity match between you and Chelsea Bailey for PDJF.
Love it.
That would be
Go
fun.
for it.
So I just wondered, you're very close with Andy Biancone. She is like TVG's darling. Everyone adores her. Like, Sean works with them, and he's like, anytime I put up something of her, that's it. It's viral. Like, she's automatically,
everything. And you could literally post a picture of her. I could post a picture of her eating in the kitchen here. We would get like 500 likes. People are
yes. But she's amazing, and she's amazing at so many things, just like you. But I wondered if you ever thought about going more on like the broadcasting side or whatnot, if like seeing her journey has kind of inspired you, because you seem like a natural fit for that as well. I mean, obviously your TikTok is banging. You do things now with My Racehorse. Like, the talent is there. Would you ever consider that, or is that just like not really your thing?
I've always loved the thought. I mean, I actually did apply for TVG. Haven't heard back from them, but it was like months ago. So, it's really difficult when you don't have any background experience. Whereas I believe Andy, like, when they needed somebody, it was like such a perfect opportunity because she is such a beautiful, perfect face for that. Like, I just think like when people have talked to her at the races, I think they were like, she is perfect for this because she is just so bright. She's an incredible individual to talk to. I mean, she's very knowledgeable. Like I said, beautiful face for TV, and she does it so amazing. Like, I'm very inspired by her. I was actually just talking to her about this. She asked me like what she thinks about how people view her on TV, and I was like, I just think people love you because you're you. You're not just monotone. You're not just doing your job. You're going above and beyond to make people like you, because it's like she's so naturally funny. Like, she's just like the way she says things and like talks on air is just like you just laugh because she's like goofy, she's funny, she keeps people like watching it and excited about the sport. She's just great. But I definitely would have loved that opportunity. If it comes, I would probably take it. I've always actually been like a little stage fright on camera. Like, when she would interview me, I would get a little tongue-tied. But I think I recently took a position as a membership advisor at a kickboxing gym. So I've been learning this. Yeah. So I've been like getting out of my comfort zone with talking to people and not just selling memberships, but being one-on-one with brand new people and strangers. And they do like a lot of video work too. So I'm getting there.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, you're so witty as well. Like, your TikTok is so funny. That's how I first found you years ago. I saw you on TikTok, and then from there I found you everywhere else. But I'm like, this girl is hilarious. I love it. But yeah, you would definitely, you would be awesome for that. And TVG is sleeping on you big time if they don't hire you, because I mean, that's a no-brainer to me.
That would be a really great company to work for. I've always loved the thought of that. I mean, I love to travel too. I mean, I get bored staying in one place, so that would be up my alley.
So while we bring up Andy, everybody, or at least I'm wondering, when you guys have lunch and dinner together, what are you guys talking about? And do horses testicles come up at all? Since that's what he talks about.
Oh my gosh, all we do is talk about horses. I mean, all we do is talk about work, horses. Like, we are very invested in each other's lives as far as horses too. So, I've always been very close with her and her. I met them and their barn. Like, same and vice versa. When I was with Carlos, like, we just got very close to each other's horses. So she would like see me on Hot Blooded on the track, and then we would come up together with Diamond Oops and Hot Blooded, and they would like sniff each other. Like, we were very like close in that aspect. So we'll like talk about our days. Like, we'll both kind of just like rant about our days every day when we run into each other, and like it's always just talking about horses, and we always make jokes about them and like just talk about galloping in the morning, how it went. So it's pretty much all horse talk, and we talk about the races. It's so nice living with someone like that shares the same interests as me. And we both are huge talkers. Like, we'll sit in the kitchen, like a quick 10-20 minute lunch, and it'll turn into 4 hours sitting at the table. Like, one just lies with us too. Like, love talking.
Oh, and we've got Rich trying to get you here. We have openings. Pay is low, but you'll get plenty of experience. Yes.
I love it. This is very good experience. You got to start somewhere.
And we got one more comment. I'm sorry. They're flying through here. Okay. From Sean Patrick Nolan, Electra would be perfect for TBG. Loves and knows horses greatly. She's a great ambassador. I agree. Like, that is a no-brainer, like I said.
I'm only part-time, but you got my word, but I'm nowhere near Andy, so I'm sure Andy's already putting a good word in for you. So
she has no I did tell her that I was interested in it, but we haven't really like gone crazy on the topic yet. I talk about it. I think it would be a great opportunity for me too. We want to still live together too. So, she, as far as that, she's actually planning her next move with TVG. I think she could possibly be in California or Kentucky or wherever, for that, and I would love to be a part of that wherever.
Well, you're also very good on social media. So we talk about experience videos. You said about your lunch. You just have to start taking videos of you and Andy doing lunch and make it go viral, because they definitely would.
They really would. That's a great idea.
I think anything with you two would go viral. That's literally when we were discussing in a team meeting the other night, HRT going down to Gulfstream. That was the first thing. They were like, "Oh man, you got to see if you can get Andy and Electra." I'm like, "All right, I'll try."
I mean, I love that idea. I think that would even be a great start. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So what else? You've done a lot. So what else is on your bucket list that you haven't done that you want to do?
Well, since I started galloping horses, I've only really galloped in New York, Kentucky, Monmouth, and Florida. I didn't get too much time to go out to California. I want to train horses one day. It's still in my head. Like, I really want to train horses. Like, it's never left my desires. It's something I would obviously need to work towards for a while. Given
Uh-oh. Did we lose her?
I think so.
Oh no.
Did we lose us here? Or we good?
Oh, okay. Now you're
There
back. Okay. So we heard you saying that your ultimate goal is to train horses, and then you kind of cut out.
Okay. Yeah. So that I would love to do that. And as far as that, even the foal that was born this morning, the owner that I'm very close with that owns her was, saying, you could make that your goal. Like, you can train this horse in a couple years if you wanted to. Like, make that your first horse to train. And I mean, that got me even excited.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Really to train a horse that I galloped the mother. It's really, really cool. But training horses for sure. I feel like there's still a lot of traveling that I want to get done. Like, with horses. Like, I don't mind traveling for vacation. Like, I mean, that's a lovely thing to do, is to be able to like go and travel the world and stuff. But as if a horse is taking me, I'd be happier. Like, I want to go to England, I want to go to France, I want to go everywhere. I want to go to Hong Kong. I mean, I haven't gone too much out of the country as far as that, and I think going like that would be a lot of fun. So I'm still trying to get that opportunity. I'm trying to get back full time into galloping. So maybe one day I can get that opportunity to gallop a Kentucky Derby horse, Kentucky Oaks, or, you know, go out of the country with a horse. Like, I mean, just because I was an assistant, you know, I would love to be a traveling assistant somewhere for somebody. So that's still on my bucket list as well.
Awesome.
So besides horses, which you do everything with, kickboxing, having lunch with Andy, what else do you do for fun?
Hot yoga. She does hot yoga. I know that.
I'm a big yogi girl.
Yeah.
I love yoga. I love reading books. I read tons of books. Yeah, I'm really crazy about healthy eating and health and fitness. And so, I mean, that's pretty much it. I do make helmet covers too on the side.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I
We
remember
love
that.
those. I know. I think I'm going to get an HRT helmet cover from
Actually,
you.
I
Oh,
was
look at
working
this.
on. This is actually for Johnny Ortiz. He ordered a big order from the other day. Carlos like showed him his helmet covers that I made for him. So he got all excited and he ordered some from me. So I'm really excited to get those done for him. They're really neat looking. But I do that too on the side. I try to work as hard as I can. Like, I try not to have any days off. I haven't really had one in a while. I try to work as hard as I can.
Yeah, no kidding. My goodness. And you also draw. You do everything, honestly. It would be a shorter list of things that you don't do or can't do.
I like keeping busy. If I'm staying put, I lose my mind.
So you said you've only galloped at, and then you proceeded to list 10 tracks. That sounds like a lot to me. So can you tell us, where is your favorite track that you've been to so far?
Well, I love Saratoga. I love it so much. It is a really beautiful place to be. The traffic is a little tough to gallop around. You know, the traffic that gets really heavy during the summer, but it is just it's a gorgeous place to gallop. And then California, I was galloping at San Luis Rey and I was riding at Del Mar. Those are two really beautiful places. I never got the chance to gallop at Santa Anita. Did get to go there for work, but never got the chance to go there to gallop. And I would love to go there. I mean, I think that would be a dream to gallop horses there one day. But even Palm Meadows, I mean, this is home for me now. I've made this my home, and like every single day when I'm on the back of the horse, going up to the track there, it's just like heaven on earth there. It is like just a perfect place to be for horses. They love it there.
Awesome. And I know that you spent the summer in Saratoga. How was that?
It was good. It was different, you know. I mean, I did experience galloping there in 2019. It was good. I was definitely green back then, like very, very green galloping horses back then. So it was rough. It was hard. But when I came back, I was a lot more experienced thanks to Carlos this time. I mean, I cleaned up my form. I was able to get on a lot harder horses this time and like be more confident as a rider. So it was, you know, I went there to have new experiences, learn from trainers, and all I wanted to do was learn. I just, you know, I wanted to have a new environment. I wanted to take all the information that I could. Because at that point, I had already been an assistant for a few years. So I'm like, okay, I want to be an assistant again for someone else and see different ways of training. And that's pretty much what happened. I ended up working for Ray Handel too, and it was cool. I mean, I love seeing people, you know, train horses differently, and you take like a lot of the positive things and a lot of, you know, you just learn so much working for people. Like, you know, I love the diversity of trainers and like how they have their own methods and they're so smart, you know.
Yeah.
So it was great. It was good. It was a beautiful summer. Good summer.
Kudos for stepping outside of your comfort zone and going and trying to learn from more people and different people. That's how you progress, and you've definitely done that. And you got a lot of great pictures this summer. Those Saratoga photographers, they love you. So.
Oh my gosh, the guys there that take pictures. I mean, even the women. I mean, they're amazing. I've never seen better photographers in my life than in Saratoga. I mean, even Dana here in Palm Meadows, she takes incredible photos, but those are top notch in Saratoga, and
I know
for free. Like they just tag you, and they're like,
I know.
I'm like,
it's so
what?
crazy.
they're like really beautiful photos.
I know. I want to get Alex Zhang on this program, actually. Like his work is fabulous and he's so good to work with. Like we contact him all the time to get, permission to use people's photos for her. And he's always like, absolutely, sure, don't care, whatever. Like
he is such an amazing human being. Like even just talking to him, he's so kind, so friendly. Like he works so hard and like I said, for free. Like does all that for free. Like he doesn't charge anyone for these photos. And I mean, they're the best photos I've ever seen in my life. Like between him and Barbara, I mean, he could.
I was about to say him and Barbara Livingston. Yeah.
He could be just as famous as she is for photography. I mean, he's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your sister put on different things you did, and she said you draw too. What do you draw?
I think that's actually her mom.
Oh, that's your mom? Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, no,
we almost said hi to your mom. We almost said hi. We scared her off.
Probably wouldn't have even known the difference between us two. We look so alike.
I know. Your parents are beautiful, by the way. Every time I see them, I'm like, oh, that's where she gets it from.
You're so sweet. Yeah. My mom is stunning. Yeah, she is beautiful. I love her. She's an amazing person too. And I did draw for a little while in high school. I haven't really drawn anything recently, but I definitely love to draw. Like when I do, I've done a lot of drawings of racehorses, paintings of racehorses. I used to finish them.
You drew one for me, and I absolutely love it. I actually have it in the other room. I should go grab it. Yeah, you drew my favorite horse. I was like, oh, this is so great. Yeah, she draws wonderfully. Don't let her undersell herself, okay? She's fabulous at that.
Please, you're so kind.
But yeah, I have it in my because that was my favorite racehorse of all time. So I have a shrine to him, and your picture is there in my shrine.
Oh, that's so cool. I know I have that too. Like I literally will keep like a tongue tie even. Like that's horrible. Like that's nasty. But like
I've got his blinkers hanging right above your picture.
yeah. I've had blinkers like that. I've had even like a horse of Ray Handles that won this summer that I got to be a part of. His name is 3-2 Zone. He won like a freak at Saratoga this summer. His owners are really, really awesome. But that horse is just amazing. I mean, I don't know if you've ever seen what 3-2 Zone looks like, but he's this big black stud. Like he's a stud now, stud colt. I mean, I think he's 4 or 5. He is so beautiful, and I kept his nasal flare strip from that day, and I put it in like a journal. I keep very sentimental things. I'm like just like little things, like that. Like just to have those memories. I don't know.
That's what you basically kept his breathe right strip. I love it. Yeah. And obviously you have a type because Joss Sane, I mean, that was like she looked like black probably, or at least very dark bay, but.
Yeah, it's funny because in the sunlight, you can tell when they have that bay on them, but even in the sunlight, she had not even a speck of brown or bay. I mean, they're very much so classified as dark bay, but I like to say they're black because in the sunlight, those two, 3-2 Zone and Just Saying, they look like pure black. I mean, they're beautiful.
Did you grow up reading Black Beauty? Like, did that just stick in your mind?
Beauty girl.
Or the Black Stallion. I mean, I
was a Flicka girl. Yeah, have you ever seen Flicka? Yeah, that was my favorite movie. That one and Dreamer were my 2 favorite movies growing up. Flicka.
You have to remember, you're like 20 years younger than me. So
that blows my. There's no way. Like you look like you're younger than me. Like you are stunning. You're so beautiful.
I've been turning 29 for quite some time now. Okay, I'm not gonna say how long. So.
I'm 23. Oh.
So, actually came up a little before the show, so I'll ask you, you watch Ton of Force Racing, Eclipse Awards is Saturday. Do you have any favorites you're rooting for?
Oh, jeez. I love Malathot. I actually was just looking at that list on Twitter that they tagged Jamie in. That I'm actually going to check it out right now. I was just seeing that you were tagged in that, right? And you were like, I don't know if I agree with that. It's so funny.
Yeah, do you have an opinion on the steeplechase category? That's very big right now. Everyone wants to know who is voting on the steeplechase category.
I don't really like steeplechase. I don't like. I don't know. It's just
Is that officially an abstain vote? Are you putting that on the
Yeah,
record?
I'm not a steeplechase person. I'm not a steeplechase fan. I don't know. It is so rough to watch. I don't. Those people have to be like, oh my gosh, like to do steeplechase, like even as a jockey, like how, like.
I don't know. I wonder the same
Well,
thing.
Well, and I know mostly they're safe, and so, but as a horse lover as you are, I know I watch the race, and every time they jump, I'm holding my breath.
I know, same.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I take my off-track thoroughbred over like a 2-foot jump, and I'm like, oh, like I can't imagine doing this the way that they do. I'm like, oh, they're crazy. That's a whole nother breed there. So Sean Nolan says 3-2 Zone had such an awesome win at the spa, Raymond and Dylan. And Ginger Boone says, go get it, Jamie. Thank you, by the way. You're welcome. You are stunning. There's no denying it. Oh, and this is from Rich. It says, did you ever see the Grand National? I have not.
I haven't. Is that
we abstain? I think
so. I'm out of that topic. I'm not a steeplechase girl. Even like yesterday, Andy was like, where we were sharing the history of Patrick, her dad, where he came from, and like how he was a jockey. Even he rode a steeplechase, and she was telling me about how he got in like an accident one time, and like the horse like crashed like 3 strides out from the jump and stuff, and like I was just like, oh, like just thinking about it just makes me cringe.
No.
Like just seeing those jump accidents are really hard. Like even a horse stumbling or taking a bad step on flat surface is hard for me to watch, and then seeing them crash over jumps and stuff, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's horrible.
Oh, apparently there's 50.
Yeah, this is the one. And when they ran last year, there was literally like 50 that started, and I think maybe 14, if that, finished. It was horrible. It was not. Yeah.
Not our cup of tea.
No, and that's Rich and I were kind of amazed on all the slack we get for racing over here that they were able to run 50 horses, and that happened, and they run this thing every year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know anything about steeplechase. If you asked me about it, I wouldn't even know what to say.
No, like I said, we abstain
for sure.
So tell us a little bit about this adventure that you have going on right now with My Racehorse, because that seems super interesting.
So I would say during the Breeders' Cup, actually Andy is the one that got me into it, which I'm so thankful for, because My Racehorse is an incredible group. I talk a little bit with Joe Moran. He's the one that hired me on. Caitlin Dunn works for them. She does like the events coordination, and she does a lot of media too. So she actually had the idea because of my TikToks. They needed somebody to do more of that media aspect, that get like lots of nice videos. Everything that they do through their owners is all video based. So a lot of the updates on the horses are all video based. Like I go in and I interview the trainer in front of the horse to talk about the horse, how they're training, how they're preparing for their next race. So they asked me to do that, and I was just like so excited that I would even get paid to do something like that. Like, of course, TikTok offers to pay to per view, like views and stuff, but you don't make like anything on TikTok. They don't pay you for your time.
Right.
So for them to offer that, and for me, it's so simple. Like I just have like an eye for taking videos of horses and like certain details for videos and stuff that I'm very passionate about. I love capturing really, really good moments. Like I love capturing those moments in a video and with music and just make it fun, So it was awesome that they could hire me to do that. It's part-time right now, just given because I've got like a couple other jobs going on.
Right.
Everything. Eventually, they wanted me to be full-time, and I'm definitely still leaning towards that. It's a great group of people, and I just think what they do is incredible. And like I said, like when I'm there at the races, it's such a passionate feeling, like being around those many people. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen their groups, how big they are at their races.
PA Derby was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, my first day there with Caitlin, I mean, we had like 35 people with us that day to go in the paddock, and just for one horse. And I just love, like, you know, a lot of them, they just want to be educated. They want to know about them, and they just want to be, they just want to know about their horse. So like for us that know about horses, it's so fun to teach them. And so it's just so much fun, you know, that love having fans there that are all about their horse. It's just a fun feeling.
Yeah.
I just love being a part of that. And like, just, it's insane to get paid to do something like that. Like, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
Don't you think there should be more that outside of My Racehorse, just people on site on the track that should take people under their wing and do like a tutorial and show them around their first time?
I know, like, really the only thing that people really know about the racetrack, even like working at this kickboxing gym, when I talk about it, they're like, they have no idea. They just like, oh, Kentucky Derby, and I'm just like, no. Just because that's literally the only broadcasted race that's so big every year. You know, that's the only thing people know about is gambling or the Kentucky Derby. Like, that's what they think about when you talk about horse racing. And it's like so much bigger than that, you know, because people don't know. We don't do enough exposure. Like, even like people at the racetrack that are fans and they come to watch the races, they have no idea that there's probably even barns back there. They have no clue like what even goes on. They have no idea.
Yeah.
And a lot of them want to know. They're very interested.
I actually have horses with My Racehorse because I am a huge fangirl. I don't care. I'll admit it openly. And I love it. It's so much fun. You've probably done a lot of the videos that have been sent to me, and they're great. They're so informative. I love the interviews with the trainers, and they even had one with the jockey that rode our horse one time. Like, it's just super fun and informative, especially if you don't know anything about racing. But even if you do, I mean, I've grown up in this business. I trained my own horses for years, and I still love it. I can't get enough of it. So
I mean,
that's amazing.
I feel that, girl. I just tried to take a tiny break by working full time at this kickboxing gym, and I literally just partially stepped down again because I've been like freelancing only 2 days a week, and I just asked them, I was like, I need to kick it back up to 4. Like, I can't stay away. I can't. Like, even like the My Racehorse thing, of course, they don't have entries every week. But like when I get the chance to go and do that, I'm just like, I love it so much. I mean, once you're in, you're in. Like, it's hard to get out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do have to shout you out because we recently started a TikTok account for horse racing today. We didn't have one before. And I kind of got that going, and literally I just like looked at your TikTok all day long, and then I just went and tried to like emulate the things that I'd seen, and it took off. Like, it really took off right away. So I was really happy with that. So thank you for your inspiration.
Oh my God. Oh, absolutely. Like, I mean, even it's crazy to see how far this app has come, like, as far as like horse racing. Because when I started, it was only me and Christina Taylor on TikTok. That we were the only two in the entire industry. That was way before TikTok even took off. I mean, we were like posting videos and nobody knew about TikTok. They're like, what is that app? You know? So like to involve, I keep getting my friends into it, like Karen Whittick.
Yes,
she taught
me her, friend of the show.
Yeah, she taught me when I was in high school how to like groom and hot walk horses and gallop a couple, and she took off. Nice. I mean, she has like even more than me. She loves it. I love her videos. They make me laugh all day long.
She is a comedian. Like, she is missing her calling as a stand-up comedian because this girl.
I know, right? She's awesome. So it's just so cool to see. That's what I wanted. You know, that's when people ask you what you want for the sport, you're like, more exposure. You're like, I want more exposure. And so to see all my friends like engaging, like there's exercise riders now that do it. There's even like assistant trainers and some trainers that have TikTok and watch it. And it's just so great. I love to see that. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. We got a comment here from Terry. Hey, I love My Racehorse. Have a small interest in authentic. I'm just surprised that Terry hasn't tried to talk you into going to Golden Gate Fields yet, but I'm sure it's coming up.
Now it's coming.
But we've already had you here for almost an hour. We tell people it'll be like half an hour or less, but we could talk to you all night. Do you have anything else, Sean, before we let her get back to sleep? I'm sure she's got 5 jobs to go to tomorrow. So
no, I'm good. We could definitely keep going, but we'll definitely have Electra back on. So I will
we'll
save some material for later.
Yeah, there you go. I know. I literally once again, many unanswered questions here, but we've got more stuff next time. So.
I can go on a tangent. Like, you ask me one question, I'll go on a tangent for 20 minutes about that question. Like, it's how it usually goes.
That is great. That makes our job easier. You will never hear Sean and I complain about that.
No, not at all.
Thanks, guys. I'm so appreciative for you guys for doing this. Even like I just love that you guys interview everybody in the sport. It's so much fun, and it's so good for the sport.
Thank you so much for coming on, Electra. We really appreciate it. We know that you are super busy, but we love when you lend your spotlight to us a little bit. It always helps us get more likes and views. So thank you so much.
And if you want job 6, that low pay is waiting.
Yeah. If you ever want some low paying experience, we'll be here for you.
Experience, I'll definitely think about it. That is great. That would be a good way to step out of my comfort zone and really talk to people, and learn how to talk to people and get better at that if I want to pursue that. That's a great idea. Great offer. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, you have a great night, Electra, and keep doing you. We just love watching. We're here for the ride.
Thank you, guys. You too. Keep it up. I love this so much.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
She's awesome. Love her.
Absolutely.
Yeah, she's my fave. I know I have a reputation for being a fangirl, especially for the ladies in racing. I don't care. I'll own it. I am. And she's probably number 1 on my list. I don't care. Judge me. I mean, come on. When you see people who are so passionate about what they do and the way that she takes care of her horses, the way that she speaks about them. And like I said, she follows these horses for years after they are out of her care. You know what I mean? It's not a money-making venture in any way. I mean, everyone has to make a living, but it's about the passion. It's about the animals. It's about all that. How can you not admire that and want to follow that and be a part of that,
The saying would go, you need more Electric Boones in the horse racing business. Absolutely. There would be you wouldn't need HISA and everything else because it would handled itself.
Yeah, we need more Electras and less Hissas. I agree.
The only thing Electra's your favorite. You're gonna have all these people come on and say, "Wait, you called me your favorite yesterday."
I know. I love them all. What can I say? Well, see,
they're all tied number 1.
Sean Patrick Nolan has a hat trick of great guests this week. Yes, we always have on great guests. I mean, come on. And look, Grandma Horse Racing, I would make a koozie for every one of them. They would love it too, Grandma Horse Racing. You're the best. I love my koozie, by the way. It's awesome. I used it on the beach the other day. So, all right, Sean, what else have we got going on?
So tomorrow, Charles and Rich will be back, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. I don't have the track on hand. Rich is listening, so maybe he can comment with the track. But they will be back with your daily handicapping show. For your other sports betting, pickswiththeprofessor.com, and then at Professor Sides on Twitter. He's got a YouTube as well. And then next week, Julie will be back with me. And on Monday, we have trainer Dana Soul, another young female trainer. Tuesday, we have young jockey. She just got her first win, I believe it was last month, Madison Oliver.
I saw that.
And then Wednesday, we got trainer TJ Acquire on, which he was brought up. He's been brought up a lot about Aqueduct. There you go. He's been brought up a lot with Bryson Butterfly when we had him on and stuff like that, about one of the hardest working trainers, another guy working his way up in the business.
Yes. All right. Well, that's exciting. I won't be here on the live stream, but I always watch the show. So I'm looking forward to all that and looking forward to more from Julie. Absolutely love her. Happy to have her be a part of the team. Oh, hold on. There's all kinds of stuff going on here. Santa Anita on Saturday and a surprise tomorrow night. Oh, it's a surprise to Sean and I as well. Grandma Horse Racing says their insight on picks is pretty good.
What time does this surprise tomorrow night?
Maiden on Friday. I don't know. Stay tuned, everyone. This is exciting. On the edge of my seat now. All right. Well, that takes us wire to wire tonight on Horse Center. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. We love all the interaction. And the more that you do that, the more it helps us, which helps you. Help us help you. It's very Jerry Maguire vibe here, right?
Absolutely.
And don't forget to follow us on, oh, go ahead.
Well, no, I was just going to say, hey, everybody loves what we're doing. The more attention you guys give us, the more you tell people about it, the more we can grow. And we could do this. We could do Horse Center 5 days a week. We could do it day and night. We could do it whatever if we didn't have to go to our full-time job. So
Yeah.
if you guys make that happen, we will work our butts off even more than what we do now. And trust me, we work our butts off now. But
yes, facts.
somebody has the power to make this a full-time thing. We would. I mean, look how hard we work now. We would we would provide so much material for you guys.
Just imagine if we could have one job instead of 7 like Electra. So
yeah, there we go.
But yes, so follow us on all the social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, of course. And we also have some really fun new stuff coming out. We're going to have a few special segments up and coming from Tampa and Gulfstream. So stay tuned for that. We hope to see you there. We hope to see you on all the social media. But no matter what, we know that we will see you in the
winner circle.
The winner circle.
Yeah, Blake. Blake with the last minute. All right, everyone. Have a good night. Thank you for